I'm John Hanna for CityTV.net, and we have Mike Lieberman joining us from Square 2 Marketing. Good afternoon, Mike.
How are you?
Great, and yourself?
I'm doing well. Thanks for
Awesome.
having me on.
Oh, sure, no problem. No, see, first of all, before we get into your book, which really caught my attention, give our listeners your background.
Sure. So my company is Square 2 Marketing. I'm the president of the firm. We've been around, started the company in 2003, and we really created the business to focus in on small to medium-sized businesses, people who were practicing some very traditional marketing as opposed to maybe doing what the marketplace was requiring from them. So personally, I grew up in corporate marketing. I was the VP of marketing in a bunch of different companies, and in 2003 started this business to appeal and work with some small to medium-sized companies who we felt like really were doing it the wrong way.
Okay, well, that's a pretty strong statement there. And again, that leads up to the name of the book. Tell us about the name of the book.
Right. So we've been doing this for a long time. We've met with a lot of business owners, and most of the business owners we've met with have had a hard time with their sales teams. And we've had our troubles with our sales team, so we can really relate to some of the pains that they were suffering from. So Fire Your Sales Team Today talks about a different way of engaging with prospects as opposed to the traditional sales model. And what I mean by that is buyer behavior has really changed dramatically. There's a lot of data about this, but it's something like 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4 people are now starting their search for products and services on the Internet. So what that means is we as consumers are much more educated than we were in the past. Think about your own behavior. You know, if you were looking for a new product, you wouldn't drive from store to store talking to uneducated salespeople trying to find out which one of these particular products you would want to buy. You would go to the Internet and you would do some research. And the company that educates you, that gives you information, that helps you make a good purchase is going to be the company that you're more attracted to. So we're just not interested in the traditional sales call anymore. I'm sure you've been in your office and the phone rings and it's a salesperson and you've been interrupted and you're thinking to yourself, how do I politely get off the phone? And it's just a very uncomfortable situation, yet clients continue to make cold calls and do interruptive sales practices. So the way we've been selling, it does not match with the current buyer behavior.
Okay.
So Fire Your Sales Team Today is not so much about firing your salespeople, but firing them and then hiring them right back as what we call sales guides. Someone who's going to guide your prospects and educate them and advise them and coach them on how to make a good purchase decision so that they feel safe in making that purchase, making that choice to do business with your particular company.
Wow. Actually, calling somebody a sales guide as opposed to a sales manager or salesperson, kind of, for me, at least for me, it gave me a sense of like, okay, you're not here to close me, to force your sales to me, but you're here to guide me as to what you're looking for, right? That's a big psychological thing.
It is, and I'll tell you a great story that you'll be able to relate to. So if you and I were going on a whitewater rafting trip down the Colorado River, and we would call up a whitewater rafting company, the first thing they would do is they would ask us a ton of questions. Have you ever gone before? How many people are going to be in your party? Do you have any food allergies? Do you have any experience? Do you want to sleep out under the stars? Or do you want to stay in hotels? Do you want 3 meals, 4 meals? Do you want a snack? They would ask us a ton of questions, and our answers would help them create the perfect experience for us. And it's the same way we would like our sales guides to behave is the way this whitewater rafting guide would behave. Asking a ton of questions. All those questions get me, as the prospect, very comfortable with your company. I'm talking about me, which is my favorite topic, and I'm telling you all the information you need to know in order to what we call co-create the perfect solution for me. Just like you're co-creating the perfect whitewater rafting trip, you're now co-creating the perfect solution, regardless of what business you're in. If you're in financial services, if you're in IT consulting, if you're selling safety products, it doesn't matter what business you're in, your sales guides should be co-creating the perfect solution. And what that does is Number one, why would I go anywhere else? I'm already talking to someone that's asking me about me and really understands my business, and I feel good about this relationship, and I'm sure what they're going to come back with is going to be exactly what I wanted because I gave them all the information that I had. And they taught me a thing or two and told me about some things that are going on in the industry. So I'm now emotionally connected to your business. I feel good about it. I feel safe. It's such a comprehensive process. So when it comes time to give me my proposal, or we like to say agreement, because proposals and contracts are scary and agreements are a little more docile, when I get the agreement, well, this is exactly what I wanted. Why would I not sign it? I'm certainly not starting that process with a whole nother set of potential competitors. This is already working out so nicely. So it really changes the whole approach to sales around the way people want to buy products and services.
Okay. So that's an inbound call. So let's go back to your initial statement about cold calling. You have a company. I mean, I'm going to put you in the spot here. Let's say, for example, advertising. It's really, really bad with regards to the numbers that's coming out in Wall Street numbers about some advertising going down. There's not that many print advertising or TV advertising and all that stuff. So, and let's say, for example, you're on the other side of that stick, which is pretty much you're looking for advertisers, right? So, should company A still cold call people, and who would they cold call if they're, like I said, I wanna use some real world example as to here's a bad industry. Well, I'm not gonna call it bad, but it's kind of like in a slump right now. So how do you approach that?
Let me share. I'll share you some numbers about our company. So it's a great question, and I would never suggest anybody do any cold calling if they're practicing marketing the right way. So in our company's case, we get about 5,000 visitors to our website a month, and we get between 100 and 150 leads a month. Those are people who are asking to talk to us. Those are not people who we're cold calling. Those people have been on our website, or they were referred to us by a client, or they heard some of our speaking events, went to our website, and downloaded some information, attended the webinar, or asked to speak with us directly. So those are all what we call inbound leads. So out of those 100, 120 or so leads, we're able to convert 3 or 4 of those into clients. So without any cold calling, without any traditional advertising, without any outbound marketing, we're able to get the amount of business we need to grow our company, 3 or 4 new clients a month, 100 to 120 leads a month, people who are asking us for information, asking to talk to us. So the same could work for any business as long as you're practicing inbound reality marketing. The kind of marketing that we do here for our clients is content-based. We create a ton of content for our clients. We then take that content and we push it out on the web. So where are your prospects hanging out? What websites are they visiting? What emails are they subscribed to? What blogs are they reading? And we place this content in those places so that as your prospects are surfing and out and about on the internet and getting educated and looking for information about your company, your products or services, they are finding educational information from your company about what they're looking for. And they're reading it, and they're going back to your website, and they're getting more content, and in exchange for that content, they're identifying themselves as a lead. Now, they might not be ready to sign up or purchase a product today, but they're a lead because they're interested. They've put their hand up and said, I'm interested in what you guys are talking about. I want this information. And once they identify themselves as a lead, you're then able to nurture that lead. And we nurture leads by emailing them once a month, twice a month, once a week, and even doing some other more progressive lead nurturing where they might get an email 1 day, 3 days, and 5 days after they identified themselves on our website. So with the content placement, the driving back to our website, the conversion of the lurker into a lead, and then the lead nurturing is a very efficient, very effective set of marketing tactics that can really help you grow your business without any traditional outbound sales activities.
Wow, that's pretty good. So that's a great part one. Where can people find you online?
www.square2marketing.com.
All right, this ends the part one of a two-part interview, and it's pretty amazing so far. Come back for for part two. This is John Hanna for CDTV.net.